videos with us, hanging out. So, Joe, I appreciate you coming over and hanging out with us today here on the channel.
Oh, no problem. Can they see me?
Yeah, we
Oh,
should be
okay.
live here. Let me look. Let's work out the bugs here.
Yeah, let me look online, man, see if I can see it.
I'm actually not seeing it. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, we're up.
Oh, yeah, there my big ass is.
Yeah, they're my big giant head too. Yep.
Look at me.
We're up and running.
God damn, I'm hideous, man. But hopefully I'll be able to see the words anyway. The way I got this set up, man, I can't see it good. So if you're like, hey, dumbass, check the deal, I can.
Okay. And like I said, I'll try to keep track of it here. Looks like we got.
What's up, dude? I know that. I know that son of a bitch.
How you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming by. Check it out.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, I was just talking to him on the phone earlier today about Norica. Yeah. You know anything about Norica air guns?
Me? No.
Okay. Yeah,
is that
Pyramid Air's got some on their site now, and it's, I don't know. We've kind of gotten into the weeds a little bit on them, but anyway. So like I say, we got Joe with us here today, and we're just kind of hanging out. I'm just going to talk about whatever happens. So,
is that the ones that Donnie and them are carrying?
Say that again.
Is that the ones that Donnie FL's carrying? The brand of air guns they're carrying?
No, I'm supposed to the JTS.
Oh yeah,
I guess I'm not sure. These Norca guns they're made in Spain, and they've been trying to get. I did a bunch of research on it here a while back. I actually have one of the girls. The dad is retired, and his two daughters have taken over the company, and they're really trying to get a foothold here in the U.S. And start selling some guns over here. So Pyramid Air is carrying a few of them. In case any of you guys out there didn't know that, if you have ever seen Norcas and you're interested in them, you can go to Pyramid Air right now, and they got a few brake barrels and under lever and one of their PCPs too. They're awful proud of their PCPs. I'll tell you that. So it's over $1,000 for the one PCP that they have.
Oh, how much is it?
It's like just over 1,000.
Oh, okay.
So, and like I said, I don't know much about them, so except for that one brake barrel I've got, which is an accurate shooting gun, but the trigger's not. It was absolutely one of the most horrible triggers I've ever.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I bought it off eBay for like $60, and I got it and took it out of the box and shot like 5 pellets through it, and then it sat in the corner for about a year and a half. I was like, I'm not even shooting that shit. I don't even want to mess with it. But once I did start messing with it, and I made some like shims because the trigger's not adjustable, and it's just kind of a weird setup. So, but I was able to make some little shims just to see if I could improve it. And once I got it nice and smooth and polished things up a little bit, it's great. And it's a super, super accurate gun. It shoots great. It shoots at 18 yards at a stack of pellets. So
yeah.
But my little shims that I made aren't what it needs. It needs something else more permanent to make it safe, because it wasn't safe either. So
yeah, like I say, I hadn't seen them. I've seen a lot of those imported guns that that hardly nobody carries, and I can't remember that son of bitch's name. Something Dragon Air Rifles or something like that. I actually met him, and it was really cool. And he was
Flying Dragon.
Huh? Yeah, that's it.
Flying Dragon.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, but that dude was at the Arkansas Air Gun Show. I met him. It was pretty cool, man, 'cause he was going through some of them right there on the spot and that kind of shit. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know he carries them Senecas.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Is it the Seneca? What is it? Why am I brain farting on that? Those are neat looking. They're kind of like half tactical looking, half wood stock.
Yeah.
Neat looking gun. I can't remember what the models are on them or anything like that. But
yeah,
I've never had one of them in my hand.
I think they're BAM rifles, those Chinese BAM rifles. But I shot some of those at that air gun show. They had a range out back where you could shoot them, and he had some of them that he had tuned, man. And I don't remember how many he had, man. I mean, he had a table full of them, but he had some that were just like right out of the box. And then he had some other ones. I mean, it kind of checked them, but then he had some other ones he had tuned and like put pistons and seals and shit in and smoothed them up. And for a Springer, man, some of them damn things would shoot. You know,
Yeah.
he had detuned some of them where they didn't have as much power and stuff, and they were real smooth, man. I mean, it looked like hell. You know, it looked like something, you know, me and another retard carved out of a, you know, old stump. But the fuckers would shoot, man.
I like my buddy Corey, mechanic, Cornfields and Crosshairs, has a BAM, and he really likes it. At least I think it's him that has that. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Somebody I know has one, and they like it a lot. So
Yeah.
Shane Waitman, what's up, man? Mike's Backyard, thanks for stopping by. We got Lou. Who else we got in here?
Oh, you like my shirt, dude? I seen somebody say nice shirt, man. I just took 3 of them to the embroidery lady the other day. I got smart this time. I didn't buy cotton. I bought them polyester shirts, and they're real thin, but they stay shiny forever. I mean, you can't get close to a stove; it'll melt around your titties. But they look good. I got one purple one, one dark blue, and then one black one that I got for the NRA show. And because I'm gonna be going with John McCaslin, the dude that owns Air Force and Spa and all that stuff. And we're going up there, and me and him and Ton Jones are all going together. And John dresses, you know, me and Ton pretty much it's a t-shirt, shorts everywhere we go. But John dresses, so I had to up my game and get me a few better shirts for, you know, walk around there. How be like that bitch, you know?
Yeah, try to get polished up a little bit.
Yeah. Because John, like I say, he dresses good. Like I say, me and Ton, we throw on the camouflage. You know, if we're throwing with shorts and they're not camouflage, they're actually a solid color. And we have a shirt that doesn't have big booger stains and shit on it, big rips. We feel like we're really doing something.
Shitting and I got in there.
Oh, hell yeah, man. They gave me trying to think. Oh, it was the EVR. He gave me I had told it their gear to Armac and back. And Ton had me a shirt made that it was one of the Air Force team shirts, and on the back of it he put Cyclops. Boy, there was 3 or 4 of the guys that was on the Air Force team. They see me in that shirt, and they're like, "Whoa, are you on the team? You know, did one of us lose our spot?" It's like, man, calm your ass down, hell. I just want
a damn shirt. That, and I'm like, yeah, you're out, dude.
Yeah, no, man. John will tell you, man. I mean, one of you guys that's watching, if you met him or talked to Ton, it'd be like, man, I love Joe to death, but he can't be on my team. Hell no, no. You know, I don't exactly have people beating down my door. Hey, dude, would you be on our team? You know, it's going, I don't think so, man. You know, let's not go get him. You know, he's the one that's gonna do some Michael Irvin shit and, you know, throw a hooker off an overpass or some shit. You know, it's like, no, let's not get him.
Yeah. You know, that's another gun that I haven't got in my hands, and Joe from Predator is a big fan of Air Force, and he's been telling me for the last couple of years, when, you know, you need to get an Air Force gun of some kind, you know. So,
oh yeah,
but I just haven't got.
Oh, they're blast, man. The only thing about them, man, what my first one, I hated it, but I hated it because I had a hand pump, and the Air Forces, like I bought a Talon 22, and it shoot about, I don't know, 20 shots on a charge, but it's like a 500cc bottle, and I mean, by the time you get it pumped back up, hell, you don't want to shoot. You know, it's like, hell no, I got it filled up now. I ain't doing nothing. You know, or you shoot once. Yeah, it was so much trouble, but they're fun, man. But the hard hitting ones, man, they're loud. You know, like at one ton decide that elite or whatever. Hell, that damn thing sounds like a 223 when it goes off.
Oh, no kidding. Well, you just once you get up there in that kind of power, they're going to be making a lot of noise.
So, oh yeah, like
but, you know,
what's that? So much his name? Too Fast for You. That's got that channel.
Too Fast.
Yeah, Cedric. But like his 257s, I mean, that fire it'll shoot twice, but you really only got one shot because it dumps the whole damn load on that one shot. But I mean,
Right.
that dude shooting 300 yards, hitting coyotes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Pretty impressive for
yeah,
an air
but
gun.
yeah,
But yeah,
the big bore stuff doesn't really fascinate me, man. They're cool, but it just if it's going to make that much noise, I just think throw powder down the
shoot a
barrel.
powder gun.
Yeah,
I'm kind
yeah,
of the same mindset about that. I've been on the fence about jumping up to a 30 caliber. 25 is the biggest I have, and
hmm
I just go back and forth about it. It's kind of like, oh man, it's kind of for that same reason. And really, what started me thinking about it that way was actually listening to you on the Airgun podcast. You were talking about it. You just said the same thing. You said there. You were like, it just seems,
yeah.
and and I'm probably going to take crap for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The shot placement and everything has to be so precise. The
Oh
energy and
yeah,
stuff that a high power rifle, you know, dumps into it. That's why you can shoot a pie plate at 200 yards and be good enough to kill a deer. Where with an air gun, you better have that just hit exactly the right spot, or you're just winging
yeah,
the thing.
yeah. It's kind of
So
like when I was a kid, we used to hunt with 22 Hornets. And you could kill a deer right behind the shoulder, but I mean, it had to be just right. And I live in the South. A full grown deer don't weigh 125 pounds, but I mean, I
yeah,
wouldn't want to hunt a northern whitetail, but you could kill a deer or a cow, put it behind his shoulder. Most time we shoot them right in the head or in the neck. And, but guys are, and they go a little overboard with how powerful like the 30 calibers are. Oh man, this damn thing's like, shooting a 410 slug. No, it's not. No, it's not. I've got a 30 caliber impact that Ernest and them built for me, and it really is quite. Shoot in my backyard, it's stopping the pellet. That's what makes all the noise. But the gun doesn't make, it's not any louder than my 22 air rifle. But stopping that damn 30 caliber pellet, man, it sounds like somebody took a broom and hit a cardboard box. I mean, you can hear it. Wow,
pretty
you
good,
know.
pretty good thwack to it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Now you were talking about hand pumping, and it made me think of my first PCP, which was a 25 gauntlet, and I just had a hand pump, and from empty, it's like 130 pumps to fill it. And just what you said, I would top off usually after every mag because
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to pump it 1,000 times. And yet,
Oh yeah.
which is not a big deal if you're just kind of casual shooter guy, but if you're trying to tune and things like that, man, freaking air pumps, man, you get or hand pumps, man, you got to have a way to fill if you're going to be tuning them because it would
Oh
just wear
man.
me out. Actually, Tim Hill makes a kit for it that I bought that reduces it ups the shot count by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought one of those kits and put it in. I think I still have that video up on YouTube where I'm talking about how amazing it was because it took it
Yeah.
from maybe two mags to I think I was getting 72 shots. Yeah, I remember in the video I was getting 72 shots, usable shots. After I put that kit in there, they were 500 feet per second. You're not going 980 feet per second with them.
Yeah. Hey
But just
Terry.
for sitting around shooting targets, it was
Yeah.
awesome. So,
Yeah.
but
I had one of the real expensive ones, man, with the dial and shit on it, and I don't remember how much I paid for it. Something like $300 for that pump.
mhm.
And I broke down and bought a damn oh, what the hell that is that the first tank that I got, first scuba tank, and it was expired, beat all the hell and everything. But the guy at the scuba shop told me I'll fill it for you one time, but then you got to buy a tank from me. So I thought, okay, that's fair. So I went up there and he filled it up. I went, I went out there and hooked it up to that Marauder, and it just went, and it was full. And it's like, man, I never picked the pump back up. I gave it to somebody. You can have
Yeah,
this damn thing. Screw that shit. I mean, it's a
yeah,
difference of pushing a car down the road or jumping in, cranking it, and driving it. It's like,
yeah,
damn this, man. Yeah, I just,
yeah. It's after you get a tank, and then I bought a tank. It's an Ace Care, it's a 9 liter tank, and I've had it for almost 3 years. And I was taking it to a scuba shop up in Omaha, and they were filling it for me. And I went in there one day to pick it up. And they were like, well, actually, they called me after I dropped it off. Well, we can't fill this tank. I said, well, why not? He said, well, because they're not safe. He's like, you guys
really?
fill tanks. aluminum tanks all day long. This is a carbon fiber tank. It's less than it's like a year and a half old. It's
Yeah.
stronger than any aluminum tank you got in there. I guarantee that. But for whatever reason, they didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
and I ended up finding a Air Venturi, one of the big twin cylinder compressors at a pawn shop, and they wanted when I first saw it in there, they wanted almost new price for it, and that thing sat there for 2 years. I ended up getting it for $600,
Oh, that's
and
cool, man.
it ran for about a year, and I'm just gonna say it's catastrophic failure on the thing.
Yeah.
So
See, where
I
I
just got
live,
like
man, as stupid as this sounds, there's unless you know, I mean, you got to know somebody like, fucking brother or something that works at the fire department. It's against our county's laws to fill a tank over 3,000. So you can have a 4,500 psi tank, take it to the dive shops. 3,000 is all you're getting.
no
So
kidding. Wow.
that's it. 3,000, man. Unless you know somebody with a pump, and the only thing is, the only pump we got is one of them Yang Hings or whatever. Well, forever, however many cubic foot of air, you're getting water and oil and fucking cum
Yep.
and hair juice and everything else inside your damn tank. So it just, it makes a damn mess. So, we
They
don't use
do.
it. Yeah, we don't
I
use
actually,
it on the good things.
I I actually have one, and I got all kinds of filters and crap on it, stuff like that. Maybe someday I'll be able to get me a nice hill or something like that. A good compressor. Uh, but yeah, man, it just makes all the difference in the world when you can have that air tank and just fill it. I did find a place in Omaha called General Fire, and would they filled it for me twice. And I took it in there one time, and when the guy brought it out from the back, when I picked it up, it had a bunch of scratches on the side, like blue paint. And
Yeah.
my my tank's kept in enclosed bag. It's wrapped. I mean, it's very well protected. And I said, "What happened here?" And he's like, "What was like that when it came in?" I said, "The hell it was." And it just not a huge deal, but still, it's kind of pissed me off. So,
Yeah.
and then
Then
I actually
probably,
took it in there like a couple months later, and they charged me $8 the first time I took it in there. The second time I took it in, dropped off, came back there like $40. I'm like, $40? I said, what kind of air did you put in that damn thing? You know what
yeah,
I
no
mean? But
shit. Fucking famous air. That shit come out of
and I
Hindenburg or some shit.
yeah, I think they put breathable with air in it, which I don't know. At any rate, I was like, that's I just got to get something here so I can go here at my house, and
Yeah.
not have to rely on them. So,
Yeah. See,
but
I
yeah,
see a
it's
lot of
it's nice to
guys.
be able to hook up and just go psh, fill her up, and you're done.
Oh, I tell you the best thing in the world, man. Have you seen that Ed Gun quick deal? So you just put it in there and just push that little lever, and as soon as you do, you just pull it out. It bleeds by
Yep.
itself. Oh man, that is the shit. And I got
Yep.
one on my 4500, and it's that medium sized carbon fiber. And I put that damn thing on, man. It'll charge guns probably. Uh, my RTI before it would probably charge it 20 times. I bet now it'll charge it 30 because you don't lose anything. You lose a lot of air, man, when you're bleeding that line out. But
Yeah.
this thing here just, I mean, that's all you lose. About one shot's worth of air is all you lose when you unhook it. And oh man, I love that damn thing.
I suppose that does add up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, because
See,
I got the long, whatever it is. There's like a, however many feet it is. I got the longer one, so it holds more air, and you lose more air every time you bleed the damn thing off. Because a lot of times we'll have it sitting up on the bench, and the 3-footer is just long enough when you're at the bench, it won't get to the gun. You have to get up and go get it. I'm lazy as fuck. So the longer one, I can just put it up there and hook it up. I don't like shooting tether, but so I can hook it up, and still got a little extra cable. But like say you're letting all that pressurized air out every time you bleed it, to
yeah,
unhook it. But it does add up, man, for real.
yeah. And I don't know why I never really even thought about that. But yeah, I've got I think it's a 36-inch whip, and when I when I bleed off, it's quite, it dumps a bunch of air.
Yeah, yeah. And like I say, I mean, every time you bleed it, man, it's several shots worth of air, and especially something real efficient like that little RTI, man, it'll go. I don't know how many shots on one tank, but a bunch. I got a 22, and it's not that new high power. And the magazines, I think, hold like 10 or 12, something like that. And I don't really count. I just sit there and put pellets in and just go to shooting. But that thing, hell, you can go through 5 magazines, so it'll probably shoot 50 times before you got to put air in it again. And the impact was good too, even though it was a 30, man, it'd shoot probably 25 times, before you had to put air back in it.
Yeah, I have a couple of crawls. I got a crawl night and an NPO3, and those guns are the shot count on those is just ridiculous. They're not. You can turn them up. They're not super high. They're not high powered gun by any means, but I like shot count, man. If
Oh
it's
yeah,
good enough to hunt with, and I can get a good shot count, I'm okay with it. Not putting out 80 foot-pounds of energy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
Well, I never had an efficient one. I'd always had like Marauders, Discoveries, Hot Zones, and that kind of gun. And I bought a gun off of Ernest Rowe, and it was a caliber gun carbine. And he told me, he said, "Man, it's not the hardest shooting one I've ever tuned," but he said it shoots a lot on the tank. Well, hell, the damn little Arizona about that long, about that big around. I thought it can't shoot that many times. And
right,
hell, that thing would probably shoot 70, 80 times on a charge. And once I got something that was efficient, it's like everything else, they just went right out the window, man. The hat signs, the Marauders, Discoveries, and all that, I just gave them all away.
yeah,
I didn't realize what a hassle it was, and pretty much every 2 magazines, you'd have to put air in it.
oh,
Like my Marauder 25, it wouldn't even do 2 full magazines. So I'd shoot a magazine, I'd top it up, shoot a magazine, top it up. And you get something, you go out there and literally sit there and shoot for 30 minutes. And then, it just occurs to you, shit, I need to check the gauge on this thing, see if it's okay.
yeah, and that's my Marauder's the same way. It's not regulated, so
Uh,
it's like a mag and a half the way I've got it set up right now. Before you if you're target shooting, you can just see it and then boom, drop. It's like okay. So I like to get it regulated because I really do love that gun. I mean, it's a nice looking gun, but yeah, it's
yeah,
just kind of fall
I
off
had an
there.
Air Arms 5 thing. I can't remember 5 something, but it wasn't a single shot. It was the one with the magazine. But I had an Air Arms, and it would shoot half a tin of pellets where you had to refill it. It was a 12 foot-pound 177, and it literally,
Wow,
you could sit out there and shoot half a tin of pellets because you'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden, you're just loading and shooting, loading and shooting. And you just totally forget about it, man. Like you're loading 22 shells, and then all of a
right?
sudden, it just makes a difference. You'll notice one didn't fly right, and then you'll hear it. It just makes a different noise. And look up, you got about 30 bar in the damn thing or some shit like that. It wasn't regulated. I can't imagine how many shots you get out of one of those things that wasn't regulated. I know Giles had a 22 caliber FX. I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember if it's an impact or what, but it's an FX. And he was getting over 1,000 shots to a charge with that sub 12
Mm,
foot-pound.
That's that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Crawl makes that Super Duty. Have you seen one of those?
Uh-uh.
It's got uh, it's got a bottle in the back for the shoulder, and it's got
Oh,
two of them in the front.
oh yeah, I've seen that.
And they say it's like over 500 shots per fill, but
I don't doubt it,
that's a lot
man.
of freaking air, man.
Yeah, I got a buddy, man, out in Florida, Chris Broader. He's got one of those impacts with the double uh, bottles on it, and it's a 25. He actually let me shoot it at EBR a few years back, and I asked him, I said, "Man, when am I going to have to put air in it?" He said, "No, you won't. It's 25 for score, and I shoot at least that many times siders, and the wind will shift, and I'll shoot another sider, shoot another sider." And he said, "No, man, you're not going to burn the air out of it. You don't have to worry about that. They'll shoot 100 or something times before you got to put air in it." And I mean, this thing was humping up. It was fast. It was
Ah,
probably shooting 875, something like that, and was shooting close to 100 shots. Of course, he knows how to tune a gun. I don't know shit, but he knows how to tune a gun, man. But it was spooky good.
that's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, my night is that way. I can Uh, I can go out and do some hunting with it. I guess I don't even really know for sure what the shot count is on it, but an average day, if you're out squirrel hunting or something, you're not going to be shooting 100 times. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
can, yeah, I can usually on a fill with one of those guns. It's great because I don't have to worry about bringing my bottle or my tank with me or anything like that. I just go out, and if I run out of air, then I guess the hunt's over. You know?
yeah. I squirrel hunted with a one of those BSAR 10s, and hell, they're like $1,000 now. And some of these new guns I see the guys buying, and it's like, dude, you do realize you can get that R10 for that, or that damn that Wyrock, whatever it is, 100. They're about $1,000 now. I guarantee you that'll outshoot some of them new guns coming out, man.
Yeah,
But they're just, they're yesterday's flavor now, so they're not selling
yeah.
like they used to. But hell, Tony Stark got second at EBR with a damn Vyrock 110, man. I mean, when he walked up, everybody's like, what the hell is this shit? And I mean,
Right.
and he's got plenty of money to get nice stuff. But he showed up with that damn thing, man. And I mean, he damn near won it with that Vyrock. He had one bad card. But if it hadn't been for that, man, I think he'd have won it with that thing, man. That'd have really messed up all the FX and Day State guys.
Yeah,
They'd have been,
yeah,
holy shit, holy shit. We let somebody show up with that shit. Hell, with the year Ken Hicks won it. Ken won it with a raw, and that
oh yeah,
the first or second. Uh, EBR, that dude that makes, I don't know if have you ever seen those US field target rifles?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that dude won EBR with that damn thing. And it shoots at
Mm.
1500 PSI. And he let me shoot he has first year I was at EBR. Oh man, that thing's cool as hell. I mean, if I was buying a PCP right now, I'd love to have one of those, man. I just love them
Yeah.
damn U.S. field targets. There's something old timey about it because you cock the hammer, a single load it like a Thomas or something. It's cool. It's a really neat design, man, and it's a trip because it only runs on 1500 psi. That's another one that shoots hundreds of times on the charge.
I say I'll bet it's really efficient in that.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah.
that aspect of it, get all kinds of shots out of it. Uh, well, I guess I'm going to ask questions that I ask at the beginning. Usually,
Okay.
we just
Anybody
kind
got
of
any questions on the deal? I hadn't even
yeah.
looked at it.
Let's. You guys got anything for us out there? Let me look. Let me go back here a little bit or try.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll back too. God damn, I get to talking. Sup, Joe? Oh, Nixon and Niksen. That's what Donnie's selling.
Okay.
Yeah, I
They're
invest with man, but I've seen a couple of guys shoot some really nice groups with those things. I've been wanting to play with one, and but
uh, they're Turkish, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
think so.
reached out to them. Uh, I've been knowing Donnie, man. When I first started talking to Donnie, and he was still building those things out of PVC, and he had just bought his first lathe. He was building them in his garage. He had backed one of the cars out of the garage, and he was building those things in his garage.
Really?
And I didn't have a YouTube channel, man. He wasn't in business. He was just building a few just for the hell of it. And hell, the guy that owns Ed Gun West, Brian. Before you owned Ed Gun West, I had a channel before Donnie was in business, man. We all knew each other. We all go way back.
Ah, that's pretty
Uh,
cool.
yeah, we all knew each other. There was it's still the Talon forum, Talon Tuning forum, or Talon forum, and it was really no holds barred, man. You can go on there. They ain't give a shit what you said about nothing. You want to get on there and talk about any race. I mean, you just go insane on there.
Uh,
And we had a blast with it. We really did. But after seeing that and seeing what happened to it, with guys like Michael Went at Air Gun Nation, a lot of guys are like, Michael's too stringent with his rules and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, dude,
Oh,
look what happens when there's nobody, saying what people can say and what they can't. And the shit, it's like, hey, that's out of bounds, man. Knock that shit off. And because Tony, man, is still trying to get that forum back up and running. But you get a couple of bad actors on there, man, that just come after everybody, man. People just quit coming. It's not any fun
yep.
while they go on there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's shitty too. People do crap
Oh
like
yeah.
that, and they
Oh
just,
yeah.
they just get off on doing it, they don't care who it jacked with.
Yeah. I tell guys a
Hey,
lot,
Travis.
man. I have a guys ask me about starting a YouTube channel. And it's like, man, if you're a sensitive person and what people say hurt your feelings, don't do it, man. Don't do it. My
Yeah.
wife will sit in here sometimes and we'll be reading comments, and she's like, God Almighty, I couldn't do that. There ain't no way I couldn't do it. That killed me. And for me, it's like, there's a half dozen people in the whole damn world can hurt my feelings. None of them are commenting on my shit. So
Yeah.
you don't make a damn what nobody else
Yeah.
says.
Yeah. I'm sure I don't get it. I sub wise, I'm not even close to you, so I don't get it as much as you. But I've had people just like they just hate my guts, and just I can't stand looking at you or listening to you, or just all kind of anything, the rottenest crap you can think of, man.
Oh
I've
yeah,
had it.
man. I've had guys on there, man. I had to take a break from YouTube at one time. Or when I got started on YouTube, I didn't want to be on YouTube, but I had a prostate cancer, and it was caught late, and it was really iffy there for a while. I'm cancer free now, and everything's fine, but it was a really long recovery. And I had mentioned it on a couple of my videos because I was going to try to start a Patreon thing, but I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make the videos, so I didn't want to. Not knowing, if guys sign up for a monthly thing, and I may not be able to make videos for a couple months, or I might make some dumbass video or something. It's like, hey man, I ain't paying for this. So I had, let guys know kind of what my health issues were. And hell, I had several guys, man. I hope your cancer comes back and it kills you. Good son of a bitch. You're the reason, you're the worst thing on YouTube. And I hate every one of your videos. Why are you watching them, man? Change your damn channel, you dumb son of a
that's
bitch.
that's just it, and then because you'll get the same guy commenting on different videos at different times, and it's like, if you hate me that much, what the hell is your deal? You know what I
And the
mean?
thing
Why
is,
you
the guys that hate and leave ugly comments, they don't realize they're helping you. They really are. The more
gotta,
comments you
yeah,
get, the more interaction, they're actually helping you. So a lot of times these guys will leave a comment, and it's like, hey, I guess you think you're smart, don't you? Well, I'll leave a smart ass comment back because I know they're just fixing to blow that feed up. And it's like, I
yeah,
appreciate the help, ignorant motherfucker. So like I say, man. And like we were talking about before the broadcast, man, I'll think start doing a video once a week and do my comments, because I really take a lot of pride, man, in trying to reply to comments, or at least hit like the little heart button or like or something to let people know I am reading them. But as the channels got larger and the I get more comments, and before it'd be 5 minutes once a day, I'd go on there and hey, and get a little comment. Oh man, somebody comment on
yeah,
my video and stuff. And now it's getting like homework. I'll go on there and it'll be during the day's time, there might be 15 comments. There might be, and like today, I released a video, and like today, I may have 125 comments. And some of the guys leave really long ones. They got a really involved question. And
hmm
I got to sit there, because if they're on there asking, hey, man, I've got a question, man, I've been wanting to reach out to you, but I just lost my dad. I can't just scam it, just, stroll through it and hit a heart,
yeah,
so I got to actually
yeah,
read that
yeah.
shit,
Hey,
and
thanks for watching.
yeah, appreciate you, man. Thanks for the thumbs up, it's like,
Yeah,
you piece of
yeah.
shit.
But
But
I would think you get in that position though, and it's like you said, it becomes like homework, and a guy's probably just at some point has just got to be like, I'm going to dive in here for 10, 15 minutes, get to what I can, and then I got to go about my day or stuff like that. I mean, it's not really a problem for me, Joe,
Well,
right
I
now.
mean,
So,
I actually hired somebody to reply to my comments. They can sign on to my channel and reply to comments, and on live streams where I just be doing like the guys are now, making little comments and shit, ask stuff. He'd go on there as me because I was just getting burned out. I mean, I love making the videos, but I was getting burned out, man, answering all the comments and stuff. And guys are like, "Hey, man, check me out on my live stream." Well, I don't want to be a dick. See, well, I was paying this dude, and I was getting $100 a week to go on. All you got to do is reply to my comments. I don't have to deal with it. And if it's somebody that is a friend on YouTube, go in there and check out their live stream. And just, hey, what's up, guys? And, comment a couple times, then you get off. Well, this dude gets on a live stream, man, and somebody had asked about the athlon something. I don't remember what, Midas Tack. That's what it was. Well, I'm an affiliate for Arkin, and it's kind of, apples to apples type scope. Well, anyway, he went on there and he says, "Oh yeah, man, the Midas Tack, it's an okay scope, but I would definitely lean to Arkin before I would pick that scope." Well, I would not have said that. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, even if I felt that, I would have said it in a much more tactful way, or would just dodge the question.
yeah,
Well, I didn't think nothing about it, man. And the dude that's the president of Arkin, man, the guy that's over their social media, the dude that sends me scopes and Tribe or Athlon, and they've sent me, man, thousands of dollars worth of shit. And I wake up the next morning, man, and I got all these messages and emails. I'm like, "Man, what the hell is this?" And they're like, "Damn, dude, why'd you sandbag us on this live stream?"
uh,
It was on Joel's Precision Rifle Network. Well, they were all sitting around watching it because he was going to be talking about some of the Athlon stuff. And then I got this
uh,
dude that I'm
yeah,
paying. He's on there bashing them, and I'm like, "Holy shit, man!" And I mean, the guys were cool about it, but it's like, okay, I got to cut you loose, And I mean, he wasn't
yeah,
doing hell, man. He could have been spending 3 hours a week doing it, and I was giving him $100 a week cash to do it. I just couldn't do it anymore. I
yeah,
just there was so much negative stuff, and my mother was sick, and she was about to pass away, and I was dealing with that, so I was real emotional anyway. And normally, give a shit what nobody says, but when you're right there, when you're already raw, and then going on there, and you dumb son of a bitch, you don't know nothing about shooting or scope stuff. It's like, dude, I don't need that right now, But
yeah,
hell, I'd still
yeah,
be paying, man. If he'd have just replied to comments, I'd still be paying his ass.
yeah, yeah. Missed
You'll
opportunity
know if
there.
I ever make it really big on YouTube, I'm buying a midget. First damn thing I do, I'm gonna be like Jake Paul. I'm gonna be like Matt at Demolition Ranch. I'm buying a damn midget. That'll be the first thing I get is a midget. And I'm refilling my drink, by the way, guys. Wonder what the hell is he doing? Uh, it's
You could
just
hire a
tea.
whole team of
Yeah, it's just tea. I had to stop drinking, and they had a big layoff at Adolph Coors. But yeah, I stopped drinking
them.
after RMAC last year. And
Oh,
went up there. Everybody got COVID, man. Got sick as hell. Got back, and yeah, I just couldn't shake it, man. Took 2 or 3 weeks, and went to the doctor, and he'd said that I basically had like that fatty liver, where I didn't have cirrhosis of the liver. It wasn't nothing that wouldn't correct itself, but my drink was really catching up with me, man. I mean, I was really, really drinking, and he told me, he said, "Man, if you don't stop." There ain't no need you worrying about, because we had talked about, we're the same age. We had talked about when we were going to file Social Security. He said, "You ain't gonna worry about that. If you don't stop drinking, you ain't gonna make it." I'm like, "No shit."
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've actually been on the wagon for almost 2 years. I don't know. I was just drinking every single day and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I just, with the kids and everything, I don't know. And
Yeah.
I feel better and stuff. I do miss drinking. Can't lie about it.
Well, I'll go out with the guys. And, there's a group of us, man, that every Thursday night is guys' night. We go out every Thursday night, and we'll go to a karaoke bar, go to sports bar, go do something. That's my guy night, or every Thursday night. So they'll all, and they all still drink. None of them are alcoholics. Actually, most of them, so one night a week, they do drink. We'll go out and have some beer and stuff. And, but I just, now I'm the designated driver. So I'll go around and pick everybody up. And then we'll go to the sports bar and go hang out. And then I'll go drop everybody off. So hell, I ain't got to worry about them getting a wreck or nothing.
Yeah.
So it works out good. Plus, it ain't like they ain't all drove me home before because I went and got too damn drunk.
Right.
Fuck around, stumble upon a couple $100, like drinks are on me. I got that tab. God damn it, bring me that bottle. So like I said, they've all drove me in, so it works out good now. Karma came back around to bite me on the ass.
Yeah, everybody's best friend now, and towed them all around. They got to worry about it.
Yeah. And you guys got any questions?
G-Man had one here, and I don't know. I'll read out loud here. Can you discuss the impact of the new electronic computerized air rifles on competitions like EBR or RMAC? Should the mechanical and computerized rifles be in different categories?
I can speak to this with authority.
All right. That's
all
what
right.
we want to hear.
All right. I've only, when I go, I don't shoot RMAC. I just go to hang with the guys. We got a group that I travel with, and we're all real close, man. And we only get together twice a year. So it's RMAC and EBR. And I shuttle everybody to the airport. I'm basically the housewife, the bitch for the group. And why they ever let me start hanging with them, I got no fucking idea. So it's like, I gotta act right, And but the first or the second RMAC I went to, I shot with Tom Adams, Red Wolf. And I actually went to Tom's and stayed at his house for a couple of days. And then he lives in Colorado, and then we went from there to Utah. So I was shooting at Red Wolf a bunch. And I mean, it'll shoot. No doubt about it. Tom, he's a gun tuning ass and can shoot. Hell, he won EBR, won the damn place. But anyway, so we get to RMAC, and he had a blue one and a red one. Well, I like the red one. And the blue one was new. So anyway, I was going to shoot it in the 100-yarder, and that was one of the blowing the targets over and shit. And literally, they'd have to stop the shoot because the backings on the targets, and some of the targets, the wind would catch it and was blowing it up this mountain. So it was unreal. Anybody that's ever been there more than once or twice can tell you what wind really looks like. So anyway, I was shooting with the Sportsman. I don't shoot pro, but I was shooting with the Sportsman, and I don't have very many good shooting days. Occasionally I will, but not very often. Where I'm really reading the wind right, man. Everything's coming together. And I was shooting at Day State, and we had shot most everybody shot about 5 or 6 shots, and I was drilling it, man. 10, 9, and 8, 10, 9, and 8. And everybody around me had already shot at least 1-0. And a lot of guys had shot a couple. So, I'm really shooting, and went to cock it, and I felt something. And it just felt like dirt got in it. It was blowing so hard, I didn't think nothing about it. Loaded that round, went back and shot a cider. Cocked it again, it got rougher, shot a cider. And anyway, some little solenoid or some shit in there messes up. Well, Claudio told me I could fix it, but it's going to take me about 20 minutes. So I had to scratch. And I told him, I said, man, just put me down for an incomplete. I don't want to, I didn't want to take, disqualified. Just put me down, couldn't finish, So anyway, so I do that. Well, then the same year I go to EBR, there's a dude sitting beside me shooting one of those bullpup Day States and shooting his ass off. I'm sitting down there with all the springers, and it was the first PCP guy. And we were lucky we had drawn a good bench. And he was shooting, and this son of a bitch was shooting. And he got to about, I think it was 5 or 6 left in the competition, and the battery went dead. And he would cock it, the battery went dead. He pulled the battery out, stuck it in there, pulled it out, stuck it back in there. As so much wouldn't shoot. And there was nothing you could do. He was stuck with it. So
you're just done.
Yeah, for me personally, and nothing gets day, you know, I mean it like that. But that's one more thing that's going to fuck up. You
Yeah.
know, that's like electronic scopes. You know, eventually it won't be optical scopes, but or there may be still some, but eventually it'll be electronic scopes. But that's just one more thing to go wrong. And like some of the new scopes have the electronic, the reticle is projected in there on the screen. Well, your battery goes dead. You're looking through a damn toilet paper holder. You don't know where the fuck I am. You know,
Yeah.
so I just, for me, I've always one of them guys, man. I've been really lucky in a lot of things in my life, but that just feels like something, you know, it only, like I say, man, I have so few days I'm shooting that air rifle and I'm really shooting well. And that was one of them. I mean, we're not even through the first card and I'm sitting there thinking I'm fixing to win it. You know, I mean, it just
Yeah.
not bragging because that's
All right.
one in
You're
a
just
hundred
feeling good
days.
about it.
But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I knew I was you know, I was at my very best that day. The gun was shooting great because I've been shooting it up there at Tom's, and I just had it all together that day. And then the gun fucked me. You know, now don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. You know, the majority of the time, it's you know, I'm the one screws up. And for me, like I've shot some of the guys' guns that I've shot at these things because somebody will lend me one of their PCPs. Are guns these guys have one EBR and one RMAC with. I know the guns will
Uh,
shoot. If I lose, if I shoot like shit and the equipment don't let me down, I'm good with it, man. I seriously, it does not bug me a bit. But if the equipment fucks me, oh man, that I mean, it gets up underneath my skin and those
yeah.
electronic day states, man. If uh, I wouldn't, I wouldn't buy one for one thing. I mean, some of them top end PCPs have got ridiculous ass anyway, but I wouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I put it like this. You know, I know Robert Buchanan really well. Robert and I are buddies. If Robert gave me one, he would have to give it to me with the contingency. Okay, man, I'll give it to you, but do not sell this damn thing. The first thing I do is just sell it. You know,
Yeah.
I really would. First thing I'd do is sell it, buy a raw or something like
Yeah.
that. You know, and so, but to be fair, I don't like the FXs either because there's just, you know, you put 100 O rings in there, they are going to leak eventually. They're all
Yeah.
going to blow out eventually, and the FXs are cool for guys that like to tinker. You know, if you're one of these guys, man, wants to take a damn television apart, see what makes it tick. Oh man, FX is for you. But if you're like me, I just want to shoot the gun, put it up, come back 2 weeks later, put air and pellets in it, and just go right back to shooting, and nothing's changed. Uh, the impacts don't do that. You know, so you know, for me, man, each one of them has a drawback. The if I bought a competitive PCP right now, it'd be one of the Ed guns, or it would be a raw. It'd be something where it's just all you do is tighten up the spring and nothing else. There's nothing else to go wrong. There's nothing to malfunction. You're not relying on witchcraft and voodoo and fucking leprechaun that step backwards into cow shit or something. You don't have to worry about that, man. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, I've been snake bit like that hunting a bunch of times. And once something screws me hunting, like Velcro, I've lost deer because of Velcro. You know, dumb
Oh.
shit like that. It only fucks me one time. You know, and that's what happened to me at RMAC that year. And I was shooting good. I really was. And you know, I may never go to another one. That's the one and only time I ever even shot RMAC. And I was just shooting a one event, and the gun fucked me, and I'm like, screw this. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with it now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I mean, they're not really on my radar. I've watched a couple videos on them. The the day states with the electronics in them, but they're just so far out of my wheelhouse that I don't really pay attention to them. You know, I
Yeah.
just not for me. You know,
Well, and
uh,
you know, I'm lucky, man, because like I don't buy optics. The optics companies give them to me. So, I mean, when you're the scope dude, you're going to get scopes. Air guns, I have to
yeah,
buy. Nobody gives me air guns. I have to buy them. So, for me, I if I'm going to throw down $2,000 for a competitive rifle, and guys can say anything they want to, but you're not going to show up with a Marauder or an Umarex and win one of these competitions. There's no conceivable way you cannot do it. And
Right.
if you're going to have to throw down for basically $2,000 and up rifle, I want something that there's the least chance of something going wrong. I
Yeah.
don't like that. I
Well,
don't. If my car breaks down 2 times in about 3 months, it's gone right then. And if I don't trust it, I don't want it.
yeah.
And a gun that I'm having to dick with all the time, I don't trust in it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I thought a little bit ago about that. And it's like, it's like the car that has this thing's got every single option you could possibly get. And it's like, that's great until it starts taking a shit on you. And then,
Oh yeah.
Give me the crank windows and manual transmission. Of course, manual transmissions cost more now than, back in the
Yeah.
day it was cheaper, but
Oh no, I can't go crank
less
windows.
things to go wrong.
I can't go crank windows. Fuck that. But
Well,
but
I don't
yeah,
have anything
on
with
the
crank
guns, man, I like simple Simon stuff, man. Guys will see me like I'll, be hunting, and all my relatives and hunting buddies, of course, they see my YouTube channel, like whether they watch it or not, they're aware of it. And they know most all my close friends and family, they don't buy scopes either. It's like, here,
Yeah.
you need one of these, you need one of these, And, but when they see what I'm hunting with, it's like, God almighty, man, you got these $2,000 scopes and this is what you're putting on there. It's like, yeah, man, that's it, man. I've got a fixed power Miata 6x42. I've got an 8x56 calls, and I've got a Smith Bender 6 power. And none of them have adjustable objective. None of them are illuminated. There's nothing to them. They're incredible optics. Optical quality, man. They're unreal. But there's nothing to go wrong. It's a big fucking German #4 crosshair. They look like this with a tiny, your eye goes right to it. And like I say,
Yeah.
there's nothing to fuck up. I've had illuminated scopes on a bow go dead on me. I'm looking right through it, looking right through the scope. There's the deer, but it's be like me sitting there, close my eyes and try to put a pencil and touch a certain spot on the screen right now. I couldn't do it. So,
Right.
like I say, I've had that kind of stuff happen. So I don't need to do that again.
Yeah. And I know, again, Joe from Predator, he likes fixed power scopes.
Mm-hmm.
He's talked to me about that before too, where he's like, I like a 10 power or something for shooting long range, something like that. And he said, that's all. He says, I really like that. Because, again, that's the same thing as like we're just saying. There's a whole bunch of factors that you're taking out of the equation that could potentially screw you up, screw that shit up for you. So.
And the best scope I've got a Valdata Recon G2, and I mean they're $2,800, $2,900. But he's got a 16. It's a fixed 16. That's about, I think it's about 13 or 14. If I call Val right now and he said, "Hey man, I want to give you a scope, or I want you to get a scope to review," man, I want that damn 16, because the fixed powers, there's about anywhere between about 4 to about 6 or 7 less lenses in them. And the less lenses that are in there, the cleaner the image is. It's kind of like stacking sheets of glass on top of each other. After a certain point, you start getting distortions. But if you don't have as many sheets of glass, the image is clear. Plus, it doesn't have to do anything. It's not having to calibrate for anything, or, nothing is moving around in there. You throw the damn thing up. That's what power it is. You shoot and let it roll.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'll be right back. I'll be back. Seriously, y'all hang on, guys. I'll be back about 30 seconds. My old ass got to go pee. I'd make an excuse, but that'd just be a lie.
I thank all you guys for coming to hang out with us. I think we're having a pretty good time here. So, let's see. I see your other question there, G-Man. When he gets back, we'll take a look at that. If I miss anybody else, I'm trying to look right now for any other questions. But Let's see. I
Yeah,
got
throw
some
one out
lively
there if
stuff.
y'all got it.
Let's see. G-Man actually had a follow-up for us.
All right.
He says, "Do you think the new Scout rifle is going to make it easier to shoot well?" I guess I don't understand.
Do what now?
Do you think the new Scout rifle is going to make it easier to shoot well? So
I
I
don't know
guess
what that is.
the Scout the Epic. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's a new. I guess they're huge in paintball, and they've come out with an air rifle that's super. I know there's some electronics in that gun too. It
Oh
was
no,
that
I don't.
shot.
I don't know what it is. I don't even know what
Okay,
it is.
okay. So I guess that kind of answers that question, G-Man.
Yeah, I can tell you more about 45-year-old Springers, but what's newest in the PCPs. I don't because I don't shoot in the competition. I've got a couple of PCPs. They're doing fine. So one of the deals, kind of like my main camera that I film with. It's about 4 years old, but it never lets me down. It holds focus. It gets a good image, and I'm not in the camera market now. When it screws up, yeah, but until it does, I'm not in the market. And that's kind of the way I am with the PCPs. I
Yeah,
got two good ones, so I'm not. I don't really
yeah,
keep up with what the newest thing is on that kind of stuff. Now on scopes, I'm fairly well versed on that, but and some of the rimfire stuff. But yeah, on the PCPs, I'm just not. It's just not my thing.
yeah. They're again. I kind of well, not again, but when it comes to those guns like that, because I think it's a $3,000 price tag on that Scout, and
Oh wow.
I don't really because it's just something at this point in my life isn't something I'm raising a family and stuff, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned when I was younger that there's no point in stopping at that car lot and looking at that Corvette. Just stop looking at it. Because you ain't gonna get it, and
Oh
it's just
yeah.
you're gonna waste time and energy. And then the older you get, the faster you realize life's going by, and it's like I don't got time to jack around drilling
Oh
over
yeah.
something like that. I just don't, man.
Yeah.
So
I've got the next car I buy will be I've been wanting a new car for about the last year, but I've had a lot of family stuff going on. You and I've talked about it, but
mhm.
I've had a lot of family stuff going on, and honestly, my wife and I have for so little time have been in the same place at the same time, and I want her to go with me when I pick it out, but it'll be a good one. It's expensive. Now it's not like freaking Range Rover or nothing like that, but for me it's a really expensive car.
Yeah,
But I'm not a big part of why I'm buying is reliability. And I mean, I want all the bells and whistles and shit, but I also want the 6-year warranty. So one of them damn whistles screw up, it's like, here, fix that bitch.
yeah,
Give me that rental car to ride around in.
yeah. That's something too for me. Because I was younger, I was a big gearhead, and I wouldn't buy anything new. I'm a man. I can work on this shit. Then you start getting
Yeah.
older. It's like I don't want to work on this shit anymore. I'm tired of
Fuck
it.
no.
Especially
Hell
after
no.
the
I
first
don't.
time you buy a little bit newer. I've never had a brand new car, but something a little bit newer, low miles,
Yeah.
and it's reliable. And it just makes you realize that like all that time and energy you spend on fixing the turds all the time. If you get in a position where you don't have to do that anymore, just do it. Just don't buy them anymore.
Yeah. I'm just the opposite, man. I bought, and my family, man, is middle class on a good day, but mainly lower middle class. So, we wouldn't do without, but we didn't have a lot of extras. But I fell ass backwards into a really good job when I was a teenager. I bought my first new car when I was 16. And I've never, since then, and I'm 60 now, I've never not bought a new car. Now, I've bought a couple of used ones, like I bought a four wheel drive, I bought a vintage Triumph Spitfire. That was kind of like my extra car. But every car that I drive, man, my wife and I both, we bought nothing but new cars since we've been married. Now we don't, but like the car I'm fixing to trade in is a 2013. I kept it 10 years. We're fixing to sell it. We don't buy new cars every 3 or 4 years. We buy
Yeah.
one with
Yeah.
intention of hanging on to it. The one I got's got like 160 miles on it. So, it's and going to Utah, going to Indianapolis, going to Florida and
Yeah.
Oregon and
Yeah.
places like that, man, you run the miles up really, really fast, man.
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah. And you're getting you had it for 10 years. I don't know how long it took to pay it off, but you don't have a payment for all those years. Then you're getting all the goodie out of it.
Yeah.
Then you go get something different. We bought a minivan here a couple. Yeah, we got a real good deal on it. Bought it used, and I put 3 times what we paid for the stupid thing in it since we've got it. So
Yeah.
that's all.
I hear
I
you,
just
man.
my wife really wanted it, so we got it. A lot of money on that stupid thing. Anybody else?
Oh, your channel keeps going, man. You keep going like you're going. Like most of the guys that the guys think of as the bigger YouTubers,
Mm-hmm.
guys, make good money. I mean, and not, we're not out helicopter shopping and dumb shit like that,
Right.
looking at new islands and shit like that. But most of the guys make good money because, like, with just the gear, just being able to have the gear to sell. I do one scope video per week, and if the average scope is $500 and I'm selling it for 350, that's 350 a week. Tax free. I don't have to claim it.
Yeah.
And then like the affiliate thing, and then pay Patreon and all that kind of stuff, man, and the YouTube itself, it adds up, man. I mean, it on YouTube or anything, but I make more than I made when I was working, and I work in quality control at a really good paying job, and I make more on this now. Now it's very uh, tentative because tomorrow they could say no more gun channels,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's okay. That's that dried up. And I know a lot of guys are like, that'll never happen. And it's like, when was the last time you went on MySpace? Because at one time I'd have thought that's never going away,
Right. Yeah.
and,
You don't
you
know,
know,
especially this day and age, man. You just don't know
oh, hell
what's
no,
coming
man.
around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
But
did you
it's,
ever think, years ago when you first started checking around YouTube, did you ever think you would be, you know, making some good money at doing it? I mean, was probably for me? It's not. It was never an intention. It was just to start making videos. But
no, man, when I started, honestly, uh, I was rebuilding these old fine work bow air rifles. And I was posting the results on Airgun Nation and other airgun forums. I was real proud of a little amateur gunsmithing. So I was real proud
Mhm.
of them, and it's showing groups and stuff like that. Well, they're not that popular here in the States, but they're really popular in Australia and in UK where they got to 12 foot-pounds. So guys over there would ask me a question. They're 6 hours ahead of us. So these guys get home in the evening, send me a question. Well, it's fairly early in the morning. I get home in the evening. They're all in bed. I answer a question when there's follow-up questions, and I'm emailing like crazy. And it was starting to drive me nuts. It's like, I just can't no more, man. I'm getting 30 emails a day. How'd you do this? How'd you do that? What happened here? And all this kind of stuff. And
and probably answering a
Brian
lot
from
of the same questions over and over, right?
Oh yeah, and Brian from Midgun West, man, he was the one that taught me to go on YouTube. He told me, he said, "Hey man, my wife had just won me an iPad Mini, uh, the week of Thanksgiving, Black Friday. They had like some drawing at some store or something. She won the damn thing for me." And he said, "Take that thing, make a video about how to do this, and put it on YouTube." Well, when he said that, I'm like, man, getting on YouTube, man, that's the most self-centered, self-indulgent, man. Fuck that. I ain't interested in that shit. And he told me, he said, "Man, if you'll make a video, then when they ask you, you can just send them a link to the video. Nobody has to know you're on YouTube." I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I made one how to take them apart, how to put them back together, and then another one about troubleshooting. I didn't have a camera, didn't have a microphone, didn't have a tripod, nothing. My first tripod for about the first 15 videos I made was a 6-foot step ladder and my little dog Bella laying here beside me. One of her little stuffed animals, I would set it in there so the stuffed animal would hold the iPad just right, so I could do the videos. And anyway, I made some video. I made those 3 videos, and I would just send the guys the links. Well, then I'm starting to get inundated, man. Send me that link. Send me that link. So I thought, well, that didn't work. And he told me, man, make your channel public. And I thought about it. You know, and then I got prostate cancer. And when I did, I was off work for about a 4-year period. I was only working about 3 or 4 months a year because I had a lot of follow-up surgeries. That's a long story, but I didn't have anything to do. So I'm just sitting around with these old guns and sitting around, and I, film myself doing a stock finish or cold blow, different dyeing on the woods and stuff. And some of them come out really good. And and somewhere down through there, man, I did a couple guys asked me about scopes because I knew, like Chris Ferris owns SWFA, I already knew him, and I've always been interested in optics. It's one of there's not a lot of interest me, but that does. I always has. And I was watching like some of these guys do these scope videos, and I thought I can do better shit than that. They're sitting there just holding it up. And then they're talking about it. And then when they pick the scope up, they're taking their phone, doing it like this, makes your fucking car sick. And you can't really see nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, damn well I can build a fixture and do this. So I started out in my backyard, man. Got me a long Picatinny rail, got it out, cameras out. And it's a bitch to film through a scope. It is. It's a bitch to film through a scope. So I bought about 4 different compact scopes, GoPros, DSLRs, different phones, you name it, man. I literally probably spent $4,000 or $5,000 over the next couple of years trying to get a camera that would work. And I finally figured it out. And it took me a long time, and I tried everything. And when I finally got it figured out to where the footage looks like my scope footage looks now, I'm proud of my channel, but I'm really proud of my scope footage. So when I finally figured it out, I thought, okay, now I got the footage. Now I got my editing and everything to go with the shit, So it's been a fun ride so far, man. And I love this shit. I'm going to the range Monday. I can't wait to get out there. I've got a new or 2 Mavens, one of the new ride-ons, and what else I got? Leatherwood and something else. I forget. But I got a back of my car's full of scopes. But I'm gonna go out there and film a bunch of scope videos and shit. But like I say, I love this shit, man. It's some of the guys that I know make doing it for a living. They still enjoy it, but it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job for them. And I was in a different situation. My wife and I never had grandkids. We always lived real frugal, and we invested a lot of our money. So we were able to. She retired at 50. I retired at 55, and the YouTube money is just extra piss off money. It pays my traveling expenses and dumb shit, and the new cameras and crap that I buy, and tickets to we went to go see Carrie Underwood a couple of weeks back. It pays for that kind of stuff. And but we do our bills. So like I say, there's no pressure on me, where if I was doing it and this, I need this income, this is how I paid my bills. Being in the gun part, it'd make me nervous as fuck, man. It really, I'd want to do something else. I wouldn't want to do this.
Right. And I can see
I wouldn't want to do guns.
Yeah. Like, if you're depending on it to keep your household afloat, it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
For sure. So,
well, a lot of guys get pissed off because you tell them, hey man, I'm always up front, man. And this is 100% true. I've never, ever taken a dime for a video that I did. Not one time. I've never taken so much as 5 cents to make a video. But now I keep the gear. It's mine when I get through it. What do you like? And it costs you that gear to send it to me. And you don't get any input into what I say. And I made hundreds of videos with me saying I've never taken a dime. So now, I gotta go by this shit. So the way
Right.
for me to make money off of it is the affiliate links. And I'll tell guys every single time if I do an Arkin video, hey guys, I'm an affiliate for Arkin. I make sure and say that it says it in text below it. Let them know I do have a dog in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's guys, oh man, screw this, you're a sellout. It's like, dude, I don't remember you sending me money.
Right. Yeah.
That $1,800 camera with that $1,300 lens on it, I don't remember you buying it.
Yeah.
You
Didn't
know,
put in on that.
yeah, you didn't help me with that. I just bought a brand new 360 camera. I just got a brand new camera on a gimbal, the microphones, the lenses, the gas going back and forth to the range when I'm out there shooting at 22. I had to buy all that ammo and shit. That damn Remex, I had to buy that damn thing. And I was lucky I sold some scopes and used that money to buy it. And otherwise my wife would skin me alive. But I'd say it'll be the guys, like there's several guys that have been there for me when I really needed it. And Donnie FL, Brian from Ed Gun West, and there's a guy named Mike that he goes by Center Cut. He's really, really, and this was years ago, and I told him I'd never tell anybody, but somebody stole one of my iPads at one of the shoots, and I get home, and he went and bought me a brand new iPad and sent it to my house.
Really?
Yeah, there's a buddy of mine named Steve that's out in Arizona, man. That dude gave me a MacBook Air, and I had won a gun in a drawing. I've been pretty lucky at the drawings, and at the big event. So I gave his son this gun. And about, I don't know, 6 months or so later, he was like, man, I got a chance to get you something. And he knew I was still editing on my iPad. And he bought me a MacBook Air and sent it to me, man. And I was basically couldn't afford to keep making videos. I'd reached the point I just couldn't afford to do it anymore. And I was real tight on money and stuff. And guys like Donnie, other guys would send me because I'd say something, hey man, I got this PayPal thing, if you guys can help me. And like Donnie, Steve Shalley, Michael Went, Brian, these guys, a lot of people would send me, $4 or $5, sometimes $10. These guys send $100 a pop, and I mean, when you're worried about making gas money to get to the range, $100 is huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So, oh yeah, like I say, man, these guys here, man, they can walk water in my book. It's easy when you're doing better. A lot of people forget. No, I don't. No,
Yeah.
no, hell no, I don't forget. Dana from Mountain Sport Air Guns. I bet, oh, shit, I don't know, 100 hours on the phone with my semi-retarded ass trying to teach me how to use a camera. Kurt Vaughn from Vaughn Precision, the same way, man. These guys have just, I'm old, man. I didn't never had a digital camera, man.
Yeah. That's
never had a real fancy phone. Yeah, I didn't know how to do shit. I mean, literally didn't know how to do nothing. I go on Google and find shit on the internet. That's it. That's as far as I knew how to do anything. And these guys walked me through. I mean, literally from right on top, that little circle with the deal. That's the power button. Push that. I mean, they literally had to take me through it from there. And man, I ain't forgotten none of that. These guys that were there for me, and I don't forget that shit.
Yeah, and there's some of that, for me too. And there's guys that I don't know, just guys that I know that I have really made some really good friends in this airgun world too. You know what I mean? There's some really good people out there. So,
oh yeah, the YouTube community too, because like a lot of guys I talk to, like for Pursuit of Accuracy, hell, we talk probably once a week. Chris from Midwest Airgun or Midwest Guns, we talk all the damn time. Kenny, that guy that builds them Remex rifles, we talk when we can, but he's busy and he's a competitive shooter shit, So But it's a like I say, is just it's a good community. And the thing that the only thing I really don't like about YouTube anymore for me is I have a lot of giveaways, and I've had this has happened more than once where guys reach out to me, hey man, I can't afford a rifle, I can't afford a scope. Can you help me out? So I always try to. And then, of course, I know the guys that run these other companies, and I'll reach out to them. Hey, man, if I come up with a scope, can you come up with some pellets or an old gun that's sitting around and stuff like this? And I had a guy burn me real bad on that. He hit
Really?
me in that soft spot. Yeah, I got cancer, man. I had to sell off all my guns. I'm just looking for a break barrel. So I reached out to one of the manufacturers. They pack up a brand new gun with all the shit on it. I throw in like $1,000 scope, pellets, everything, tanks, the whole rig, ready to go. Less than 2 weeks later, one of the retailers calls me up and tells me he's down here right now trying to trade it in it want to put that gun, $3,000 with it, so he can buy these other two guns. So,
Really?
he's sitting on all this money. Yeah, he was just bullshitting and stuff. And after that, it was just, yeah,
Yeah,
I,
that really sucks, man, because
yeah.
that
And
every
it's
time
one of them deals like
every time
you, it's one of the things you fuck it up for everybody else, and the guys that know me
yes.
that go to RMAC and stuff like that. Um, I'm not a good man a lot of times, but I feel like I'm a pretty good dude. And I've given, uh, I mean, I can't tell you like all my older camera equipment when I upgrade, I give all that stuff away. I don't sell anything. I give it all away. Um, a couple of the guys that have been on here today, man, I've given them gear, you know, and I talk about compressors. I gave away a $3,000 day state compressor, man. I've given away 4 different brand new PCPs I've won at these events and stuff and just give them away. And I don't toot my own horn on this. And a lot of times when I give a scope to somebody, it'll be okay, man. You can have it, but don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody because if
Mhm.
you do, then this other guy, hey man, you gave this dude a scope. Can you not give me one? And this one,
Yeah.
no good deed goes unpunished. It's just like,
Yep.
nah, nah.
Just
Now I just,
snowballs after that. Yeah.
yeah, I'll show up at EBR RMAC, man, and I got 6 or 7 scopes and sleeves of pellets and guns and shit like that. And I'll just give all that crap away right there. Hey man,
Yeah.
need one of these? Oh, you need one of those?
Right.
But I don't make a big. I try not to make that big a deal of it. I'm having to give away. I think Wednesday that video drops or next Wednesday, and but I give away Maven 3 to 9. But I'd try to about every other week I'd have a giveaway. And now I've got burnt so many times, and I gave a um, hell was that? I think it was a Delta Striker that Brian had given me from Ed Gun West. And it was like, that's a $1,500 scope.
Mm.
And I had to give away the damn thing away. So the guy that won it, anyway, the guy, and I was about to say his name, I'm not. But this dude won this damn thing. I sent it to him. Never thought anything else about it. I was tracking. And about 3 to 4 days later, man, somebody sends me a link to one of these shooting forums. And it's like, God almighty, man, who is this dude? And guys are sending me links to different forums where at the time I was at the range, couldn't get online. I could get text, but I couldn't get any data. I leave the range and come back. This guy's all over all these shooting forums and everything, Instagram and Facebook, everywhere else, talking about that I'm a damn crook. I screwed him over. The scope I sent him was used, and he thought he was getting a brand new scope. And I was like, what party?
You talk about
Give.
looking a gift horse in the mouth. What the
Yeah,
fuck was
what part
that
of give did you not fucking just get? It's the scope that's in the video. And I mean, it said,
about?
this is the one I reviewed. And it's funny to me, but there's guys that ask me to sign the scope for me. So I'll, Joe Cyclops, sign it to them. But this dude, man, he goes on there. I guess he thought, it would be different if it was a drawing and I was taking money in, but it's like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm giving you a $1,500 scope and I paid the shipping and insurance.
Yeah.
And you're on there, and it was this, man,
Where does
screw
that,
this, that kind of shit right there. It's like, man, fuck this.
yeah, that mindset, I just don't understand that. And they get on there and be blasting all over all in different places about it. I mean, how does that make sense to somebody in their head? What makes them go, you know what? I should say something about this. About what? You know what I mean? What the
Yeah.
hell are you talking about?
Well, I gave away, it was $1,000 gift certificate to the Leopold Custom Shop, which, by the way, Leopold was really cool to do this. Well, this lady won it, and her husband was wanting, I can't remember what it was, but it was about $1,200. So I get in touch with a custom shop, man, and they took the gift card, and then they had it, they personalized it, man, engraved it on it, custom made for it and all this stuff. And anyway, so they put From Cyclops videos on the bell, and then 2 on that they engraved it in gold. And it was really, really cool. That kind of stuff is great, because she told me her husband had always had like $30 and $40 Walmart scopes. He had never owned a good scope. All right. I'm not saying that, Walmart's got shit, but I'm just saying he'd never owned a really expensive scope. Well, I mean, this guy calls me up. He's damn near crying. So that's the kind of shit. It's like, oh, hell yeah, man. I love doing giveaways now, but then you get some dickhead, man, that, and that's all it is. It's like, there's some people, seriously, if they were walking down the street and tripped over a bag of money, you were walking beside them, they turned to you, goddamn, man, you couldn't move that bag of money out of my way. You made me trip on it. It's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And, but that's there's a lot of times, man, that, I do less and less giveaways, man. And I do less and less shout outs for channels, because that's another one, man. You'll see your channel's going to grow. You'll see. You'll do a shout out. Hey, man, y'all check out my buddy at Oh Shoot, man. Go check Travis out, man. Go over and check Donald out, this and that. And there'll be 15 other guys hit you up. Damn, man, you can't do a shout out for me. You can't do a shout out for me. It'll be guys that are already making videos. They hadn't made a video in 9 months. And it's like, son of a bitch, man. I don't remember you doing a shout out for me, and it's just, there's a reason, when my channel was the size yours is now, I would think, man, if Ted Beer or Matt or Giles or one of those guys give me a big shout out, give me a big surge to subscribers, oh man, that would be so fucking huge, But now I see why they didn't. And I mean, I like the hell out of those guys, man. All those guys are so cool, man. The guys that haven't, I mean, everybody knows Giles is cool. You can tell by his videos. You see Giles in person, he's the exact same dude. Ted is the exact same dude. Ted can't go on there. Ted cusses more than I do, but he can't do that on video. He's a professor at a university and stuff.
Oh.
That sumbitch is cool. Oh, that sumbitch is cool, man. Ted Beer, cool, man. Matt Dubber, that son of a bitch is cool. Steve Shalley, man. There ain't nobody. I mean, Steve is one of the best. Steve and Michael Went are 2 of the best human beings I've ever met. Dana, Mountain Sport Air Guns, Terry that runs around with Dana, man. There's some good people, man. But some bitch walks up, 100 guys give you a little bit of strawberry jam, and somebody sticks their finger in their butt, puts it in your mouth. You don't forget that one.
Right.
That's with you, So, like, damn, man, did you just shove shit in my mouth?
I sure did.
Yeah, but there's but a lot, the guys that the really well known air gunners, man, like I say, some of those I got nothing but praise for these guys. Justin that owns Utah Air Guns, man. I mean, it's just a great dude. Austin that owns it with him. Robert Buchanan and I are real tight. A lot of guys have had issues with Robert. Me and him get along great. His brother Steve, man, I like this shit. I like all the guys at AOA, all the guys at Utah and stuff like that. But I think a part of it is I'm not shooting for anybody. I don't want anything.
Yeah.
You know, there's when I show up, hey man, what's going on? You know, I'm not, oh hell, what this son of a bitch want? You know, I want
Yeah.
shit. You know, I just
Yeah.
I see how everything's going, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, it makes it easier to get along with everybody when you don't want nothing. And there are sort of some, I'm sure there's a lot of scope companies when they see my number on the caller ID, they're like, oh fuck, not this son of a bitch again. You know, god damn, man. Leave us alone, man. You
Yeah.
know, but you know, that's just part of it, man.
And I think too, I try to keep mine with the guys that have bigger channel, or just not even necessarily in air gun world or anything, but just people that that hold some clout or whatever. They got to have so many people coming at them all the time, wanting something from them. I want. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's so I try not to be. I don't ask anybody for anything. You know what I mean? And what I do, the little penny things that I do around here, I don't rely on this. I'm not making any money doing this at all. You know, so
Yeah, you
I,
will.
I do
You
I do it
will.
because I love it, man. I love air guns,
Oh yeah.
and I love the community. And maybe I actually got some things in the works here. I'm
You're
going to
trying to get on
try to actually
camera.
start generating a little bit of money, but
Yeah.
uh,
Well,
I'm not beholden to anybody, and I don't ask anybody for shit. You know?
yeah. Well, that for me, man. When when it got to the point to my pocket for everything, that was that made a big difference for me, man. Because you know, my wife, man, is seriously the coolest broad I've ever even met. You know how why that bitch married me, I got no fucking idea. But you know, when I'm constantly, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I need you know, that other camera, I dropped it and broke it, you know, or you know, my iPad's not fast enough to edit. I gotta go get a pro now. They're $1,000. You know, that shit's hard to swallow when it's just a money suck, you know. But once it reached the point where it would pay for this stuff, it was a lot easier. Come here. My little puppy wants to be held. Come here. Bring your old ass
I've
over
been
here.
waiting
Here's
the
your
whole
old
time.
yeah. Well, she's got a she's old now. She used to she just jumped in my lap. She's got so old now, got all her oh, you little bitch. You little fuck. You just wanted to be on camera. You stuck up little hell no, you take your ass over there. Fuck that. But yeah, she's got so old she can't just jump over there no more.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, when it gets to the point where you don't have to where you're not coming out of pocket, it really does make a big difference, man.
yeah,
It just does, man. You know, and
and that,
because it's the guys that don't do it, man. They just I'm not bitching about it, you know, but a lot of the guys, especially when they're like, "Damn, man, why aren't you comparing this scope to this scope? You know, go get 15 of them and shoot them all, do them all back to back so we can see." It's like, I'm sorry, man. Did you hear me talk about shitting a gold brick? You know what the fuck did that just come from? You're
yeah,
talking about buying, you know, $5,000 worth of scopes so you can make a decision on a $500 scope and pick the right one. Oh, hey, man, I ain't got that kind of money. And
yeah,
even if I did, I can't. I'm gonna sell it for ooh,
yeah,
one at a time. I get
and
this one in, I sell it, I get the next one. Get this
yeah,
one in, sell it, get the next one. Now that all at once, because I have guys, man, you need to do one of these big comparison videos and all that. And it's like, well, I can take clips from my different videos and do it.
yeah,
I'm not sitting on $50,000 worth of scope sitting around the house, you
yeah.
know. And
And I,
but like I say, there's guys that I do. This will be on one of the videos I got coming up. But a guy left a comment and it's like, you and Josh and Chris and Kenny and you know some of these other guys that are doing rimfire stuff. Y'all need to all get together, shoot side by side. Let's see which one of these guns is really better because you're shooting in different conditions than he is in. And it's like, motherfucker, you do realize, man, we don't live next door. You know, I mean, we're scattered all over the fucking country, man. You know, two of the guys are in Canada, man. Shit, you know, if I see one of the guys in person, you know, it's a big deal. It's like, dude, we're never all going to be in the same place at one time,
yeah,
you know, and that's what's really cool about the airgun YouTubers. Armac, EBR, everybody's there. Everybody's
Yeah.
there. And this year there's the Pyramid Cup, and they
Yeah.
got that Northeast, whatever that is, the Northeast. I'm sure it'll be a good shoot, and but I'm not going to go because I drive to all of them, and man, that's almost a 30-hour drive for me.
Is it really?
Oh
Dang.
yeah, I can drive to Canada and probably hit back before I can get there. You know, no, there's nowhere in the continental United States that couldn't be further away from me.
Man. Yeah,
and look, no more. Trying to see if somebody got.
Oh, did you see Travis? He had a question for you there.
Oh, what was it?
He says. He said, "You ever consider doing a giveaway for some cut-off jean shorts? Asking for a friend."
Asking for a friend, huh? I tell you what, man. You send me your address, and I'll send you a used set of my drawers. That'll hold your ass. They can make an oxygen mask out of them fuckers. You know. Yeah.
Hey, he asked.
Yeah, he did. Now I got I do have another camera giveaway coming up. Probably about a month and a half, and but yeah, this was fun for me. Here a while back, I had a GoPro, 2 tripods, microphones. I mean, basically, it's an entire YouTube setup. You could not have anything, and I had everything. A tablet to edit on. I'd already paid for the app and put it on the tablet. It basically, here's a box, open it up, push record, and start YouTube. And and I gave it away, and I shit you not, the dude that won it, and it wasn't anybody that guys watching this would know it's not an arrogant YouTuber, but it's a YouTuber, and he called me up after he got it, and he said, "Man, I wanted to thank you for the giveaway and stuff." And I said, "Oh yeah, man." And he said, "Man, have you ever seen my channel?" And I said, "What channel?" And he was on YouTube because he got like 300,000 subscribers and does a lot of camera videos. Like, man, why'd you even enter that?
Yeah.
You know,
why didn't you go? Well, you know what? I better not. You know.
Yeah, it's like, well, like some of the other guys, you know, will have giveaways, like they'll be giving away a scope, and I can't enter that, you know, because if I win that damn thing, it's like, hey man, what the fuck? Yes.
Right? Yeah,
if you
won.
Nothing else, I know you got a scope laying around there, right. You know. Throw another question at me, man. I'm on a roll. I took a pain pill when I went in there a while ago, so I'm kind of punch drunk. I see a punch.
All right. Let's see. I don't know what you guys got for us. I'm going through the comments. You guys got anything?
Oh yeah, that Danny Black giveaway. That guy's actually really cool, man. And that's a good dude, man. He reached out to me to thank me for doing that, man. He's a nice dude. He's entertainer. He plays guitar and sings and stuff on cruise ships for a living.
No.
Who's that? Oh shoot, what camera do you use? I use a Canon 90D, and I've got a 1.4 50 millimeter, 1.8. The 24 is what I usually am using to do my talking head stuff. 10 to 18 lens. I've got one of the big telephotos, and they came with the big price tag. And now I've got a compact one. And probably the next thing I get will be I'm wanting an 85 millimeter lens, and I hadn't bought it yet, but that'll probably be my next lens. And then I got usually when I go to the range, I've got two iPhones. One's a 10, one's 11 that I use for some of the B-roll stuff. Got 2 GoPros, a 360 camera, and I just got a new camera on a gimbal. It's a DJI Pocket, and but when I go out there, man, I got a ton of cameras with me because there's been too many times I've got out there and this one went dead. You know, especially in the heat here in Texas, it gets so hot during July and August. You'll go out there and just film 10 minutes or something, and especially if they set in the sun, and that was done for the day. You know, I mean, you got to set it
really?
inside of a cooler or something. Yeah, yeah, man, it'll be an hour before you can use it again. It'll overheat. And but the GoPro 10 I had, I actually gave it away in a giveaway, and that's the reason I gave it away. It got hot so easy. I got two eights, and the eights never overheat, but the tens overheated like crazy. And for what I do, I couldn't use them. You
Yeah,
know,
I think you
so
said something about that the other day when we were talking about damn
yeah,
things overshooting on you.
yeah. GoPro's unreliable as hell, man. You know, I don't know what the best alternative is, but I wouldn't. It I'm not saying I will never buy another GoPro, but I don't see another one in my future. I'd much rather for B-roll and different stuff like that. I'd rather use the phone. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the 90%, 99% of the guys that are watching this, probably all of them, their phone will take much better video than a GoPro because a GoPro is all being around and you can straighten it out, but all you're doing is cropping in and blowing the image up and it just starts pixelating. And GoPro footage always looks like GoPro. So the phone, at least it's a flat deal. You know, it doesn't overheat. It doesn't cut it up every 4 minutes into different files and stuff. You know, you just push record, and when you get through, push stop. You know,
Right.
and
There's your file. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the phones are just
And
easier, but
there's
I
pretty
don't
good
like using it for
pretty
main
good
camera.
uh pretty good apps and stuff out. Like I was telling you, I got that open camera that I'm using now to make videos with. Uh so yeah, I mean there's with your phone, these phones nowadays, you can actually shoot some pretty nice video for sure. But you can't
Yeah.
tell a difference, a guy that actually has some decent equipment like me over here shooting everything on my phone.
Well, Dana at Mountain Sport Air Guns is the reason I started doing it, man. I mean, you're gonna see some beautiful shit. Go look at what Dana's doing. You know, he is all the guys that make air gun videos. Matt Dubber and Dana are probably got the footage that I've always looking at, and I'm going, shit. I got to quit bullshitting and get one of those cameras, man. Because I mean, they're
Yeah.
using, $3,500 camera with $2,000 lenses and shit. And it's like, it's just there's certain thresholds in my mind. It's like even if I had the money, man, I just can't cross that right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just a pill too hard to damn swallow. Um, yeah. Travis was asking about the external audio on the Pocket too, and it sounds like this. It sounds like shit.
Mm.
It's good for B-roll, but I use the main microphone I use is one of those Rode wireless goes, and it's always under my shirt. If you ever watch my videos, you'll see a little shiny deal right there. That's the magnet, and it's inside my shirt. And
Okay.
you can be up to like 75 yards from the receiver, and it'll pick up. So all the audio you ever hear, that all goes through my DSLR because that a big reason that I got that Canon 90D is the audio is real clean through it because I was using just an external audio deal, but now, like I say, especially like my rimfire videos, camera on me, I've got like 4 cameras on me and at least one camera downrange, sometimes two, and syncing all those files up. I mean, it's a lot, and it's a lot for a computer too. That's something else. The more advanced you get in it, the better the footage. It takes a bigger computer to process it. Like Steve Shalley's computer. Steve told me his computer was like, I mean, it's five, six, eight, $10,000 because he's got
Wow.
such high quality footage, and it's one on top of another to make all them cuts. And it's a
Well,
lot, man.
in order
It,
to
it
run that,
yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
have the
Like I
right
say,
shit.
I'm using when the new iPad Pro came out with the M1 chip. I mean, I was there the day it came out. Because mine with the old one, and everybody's got an iPad Pro, would probably never do anything that over slow it down. But you stack about 4 layers of 4K video and then audio and sound of B-roll and stills and text and everything else, it'll crash it. And
Mm.
I had to go buy one of them damn M1 iPads, and that was a hard pill to swallow, especially for my
Yeah.
wife, because I had just bought her an iPad about 3 weeks before. Hers was $399. And then, I show up with my iPad. She said, "How much does that cost?" And I said, $1,300. You out of your damn mind? I said, "Hey, you're sitting around watching Lifetime bullshit on there and Netflix." I said, "Hell, I'm trying to, do videos and stuff." And I showed her. I took her iPad and put about 3 layers on her. It just shuts it down. It just shuts the app down.
It
I said,
just
"That's
says,
free.
nope,
I gotta have that."
not doing it.
Yeah, it won't do it.
Yeah, and I've been talking to some of the guys about, upping my game in several aspects when it comes to that kind of stuff. But like actual editing software, like we talking yesterday or whatever, I use InShot for my videos, which is, I like it, but I know there's some pretty good software out there that isn't horrible to get your hands on. I'm just so not techy, but it's just
Yeah.
like, man, I have to learn all that shit now too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's worth it though.
Well, I literally today spent about 2 hours on that 360 camera. And guys, like, "Hey man, you got this new camera," and I hadn't seen any footage yet. And those 360 cameras, it's hard to edit because it literally is taking a 360 sphere in every direction. You turn it on and like the stick it's on, it's invisible, and it is 360 degrees top to bottom. And when you get ready to edit it, okay, exactly where I want it turned. How much do I want it warped, do I want it flat? It's a lot. I would use it like B-roll. So I'm not going to do it like, you won't see it very often because that 360 footage gets it's a little distorted and it's kind of funny looking sometimes. But it takes, it's kind of a new learning curve learning how to edit it. And I spent about 2 hours a day just watching videos on how to edit that shit. So it just takes time. But I've been going out in the backyard with Hammerhead over here and filming her running around the yard and different shit like that, and running it up on the barbecue grill and pulling it back and trying to figure out how to frame it up and edit it and stuff. But it's fun. It's something new to learn.
Yeah,
But
you got to be kind of a mind warp though. I'm just having a hard time wrapping my head around how you would even, because are you just moving it around when you're trying to edit? And I don't know. I guess I just can't even.
no, you just walk
my
around
head
with it like
around
this.
that shit.
It
Yeah,
films
okay.
everything. And what the cool part about it is, like, if I'm out at the range and I'm filming something, I could be filming right here. I can do it in either 16:9, which is the regular format, or 9:16, which is the phone format. And you can do it this way, where like if I was filming Bella doing her thing, and then I could, film another shot where it's at the same time. Like, say it opens up options I'm not used to, because I'm used to, here's my camera, I'm pointing it at you. I point it where I want it to go. If I want to look at here, I'm pointing it here. With those,
Yep.
you don't. You just turn it on. Just
Uh,
put it wherever no matter where you move it, it's real stable, and it's I don't know, it's different. The best, it's like somebody throwing you the keys to go to a car lot, and they say, "Hey man, here's the keys. Just go pick out any car you want." And it's like, where do I even start? And it's kind
yeah,
of overwhelming
yeah.
like that, where it's,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, where do you even
yeah, it's
begin with something like that?
it like I say, it's kind of a learning curve. The little gimbal one, the little Osmo Pocket. Oh, that's easy as hell. Hit record, leave everything on automatic, put it where you want it. Every time you move it, instead of doing like this, it just does real smooth, real easy, and everything it's just liquid moving. It's slicker
Ah,
than shit. The guys are going to see some of that on my video. But I love that damn thing.
oh yeah, oh, yeah. Yep, we'll get there myself someday. It's better stuff. I think Travis might. I don't know. I guess I haven't even talked to him about this yet, but I think he's got some stuff, some older stuff or something that he's not using anymore. I should probably turn that on. But Mark Bostic wants to know, how much time do you put into an edit to edit one video?
For every minute that's in the video, it's about 3 hours. So if it's a 10-minute video, it's about 30. About 2 weeks ago, that was rifle scope for beginners. 40 hours in that video.
Mm.
And it's but on that one, I had to go online, find a lot of this footage, dig back old stuff to get just one still. Just go in and find one reticle. Okay, here's the reticle I want to use, but I just don't want to put it up paper with a reticle. I want to show the reticle on the background. I want to show the reticle on the deer that's moving. It looks like a scope.
Mm.
And so I got to, and then I black out where it would be like a scope, which blacked out around it. Then I want to turn it, then I want to turn it like there's a deal of a bear in there. That one little sequence with that bear is probably 5 seconds long. I probably got an hour in that. It just walks out like this, and because it was just a video of a bear, and it was just walking. So I got the video of the bear, had to find the reticle I want, then put the illumination over the top of it, choke it all down, and make it track with the bear. So it's a lot. I love it. I love it. It's just, I'll sit in there in the evenings, and I edit everything on my iPad. So I'll sit there in the evenings when Hammerhead's not being a little bitch, and she'll just crawl up in my lap, and she likes the warmth of the iPad on her back. So I'll just set the iPad. I'll just set the iPad right there on my back, on her back, and that's what's holding it up. And I'll just sit there, and we'll just sit. I mean, literally sit there for hours and edit. I'll just put my headset on and just zone out. We'll just sit there sometimes. Well, that one that's the whatever it is, beginners deal. I wanted to get it out that particular weekend. I stayed up there one night. It was daylight when I finished it that day. And the sun had come back up when I finished it, but I got so close to finish it. It's like I ain't going to bed till I finish this damn thing.
Right? Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah,
coming to an end.
But I do one thing now that was hard for me at first when on the editing. I would go through and I'd start right here, go through it, and then I'd get right here, and then it's like, oh, I just thought of something else and back it up. Yeah. Now I go through it one time. I'll watch it the first time, the main footage of me talking or whatever the hell it is, and I'll be thinking of what I'm gonna do. And most of the time, I filmed a video 3 days ago, and it's ready to edit, but I'm still thinking of what I'm gonna put in it and what I'm gonna do, different effects and shit like that. So right before I start, I'll watch it again all the way through because the main roll I've already got done, and then I'll go back through and add all the B-roll cameras and everything else. But once I pass that, like I'll do it, the first minute or whatever. Once I finish that first minute, I never look at it again. I'm immediately to the next section. Like, I'll go on there. Hey, what's up, guys? Like a Cyclops video, and then once I get to okay, now I'm at the range, that all that intro, once I'm finished with it, I'll see it one more time. And I'll go through and I'll do this section, I'll do that section. But I'll when I get through with it, I'll back it all the way up, start it, and I'll watch it one more time all the way through. And after that,
that's a wrap. Huh?
I never watch them again. Once I finished with them, I go with it. I never, and it's not like, it wasn't fun or anything. It's just you can get, and I used to do this. I would get sucked in where it's like, good enough is good enough. This is not up for an Academy Award. It's just going to be on YouTube. Guys are going to be watching on their phone. Right. The majority of them. So it doesn't have to be that pristine, but I try to add little stuff like, I have like a little Star Wars guy dancing in the background, or dumb shit like that. A chick with a bikini running across the bench. I did that here a couple of weeks back, and I tried to add a little funny stuff that guys aren't looking for. And a lot of times that stuff it doesn't take hardly any time. It's the getting all the range footage synced up. A lot of times that's hard, and because if you don't, then it's like, the the audio is just a beat off, just a beat off, you know, and it's distracting. And
Yep.
you know, Dana was the one that like I say, man, I can't tell you how much he helped me with that. But before I would go through like the first time, okay, here's the part I'm gonna be talking. I'd render it and then I'd reload it into the program and go again. Well, the next time I'm adding text. Well, I'd finish it, go back and start again. Now I'm adding the effects. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing that. I'm not a tech guy. I didn't realize every time I'm rendering it, and then I'm doing it again, making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. And sometimes I'd end up doing it, you know, 7 or 8, 9 times. And each time it's degrading it just a little bit. And I would get upset because it's like, it didn't, why is this not looking like this? You know, why is it going down? And Dana was one that told me. So now I put the main track on there and then I layer everything on it, but I only render it one time. You know, every once in a while I'll have to go back because you can add like 6 layers of video and 6 layers of audio and I think 3 layers of text. And but sometimes, you know, if you see one of my videos that's like this, I mean, it's just little colored shit everywhere. It's just everywhere. You know, there's just crap added everywhere. These little, you know, if I say something stupid, you know, it's like, man, fuck that shit. Well, in the background, you'll hear, oh, and all that stuff. It'll say gas and shit. Yep. I had to go on there and get that damn sound effect, you know, and then do the, you know, all that other crap, you know. So, like I say, it's fun to me. And for me, guys, you know, ask me, a lot of the guys, you know, and some of the guys that have tuned in here, hey man, just see my video, just see my video. And it's like, I very, very rarely watch a shooting video. Extremely rarely watch a shooting video. Most of the time I'm watching videos on what to do with my camera, how to get better settings, or the audio, or like the new 360 camera, how to get it set up and edit on it and doing stuff like that. I'm having a lot of fun with the behind the scenes stuff. And I know Dana from Mountain Sport Air Guns is the same way I am. I'm not nervous to be in front of the camera. It just doesn't faze me. But if I were doing it for a living, I would rather be behind the scenes, being a cameraman or an editor or a sound guy or something like this, getting the lighting and all that. That's really intriguing to me. Being in front of the camera and talking and dumb shit, there's nothing about it. I like doing it, but it's not as interesting as all the other stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's just not, to me, it's not as interesting.
And it's, you know, the InShot and stuff like that, I've been applying more of the tools that are on there. And when you do get something figured out and manage to make it work and it looks decent, it makes me feel like there's an accomplishment there. Like, I guess I can learn some of this shit now to do it. You know?
Yeah, and the more you do it, like I say, I know some of the guys that are watching that have YouTube channels. The more you do it, something that who was doing that? Moose. I watched one of his videos today. Well, he doesn't lock in the exposure and the focus, so you're sitting there watching it, and then the background will do like this. You know, every couple of seconds it'll shift just a little bit because it's looking for focus. It's trying to set the ISO and all that stuff. Nothing's locked in. And if I'm watching somebody's video and I see it doing that, I click off. I don't give a shit if they're fixing to tell me exactly what slot machine's going to hit at the casino. Fuck this. I won't watch it. You know, I go on there and somebody's audio is because it's recorded at such a high level. It has those peaks and does all that crap. If their audio's like that, nope. If I go on there and I can't hear them over the ceiling fan they got going on, or one of the guys, he doesn't make very many videos anymore. I'm not calling him out by name, but he did a lot of live streams and he was at home and he literally is right here. The living room's right behind him. The wife's back there cooking. All the kids are running around, and the whole time it's like I was doing with Bella there. You know, it's like, hang on just a second. I'm trying to do this. And all this stuff is like, well, dude, I didn't sign up for Trailer Park Saturday. You know, I just want, I'm just going to watch a live stream or be on it. But like I say, there's a lot of different videos and a lot of different channels. I'll click on and give it a shot, and then I see, the audio and the video quality and stuff, and it's like, nah, I just,
Yeah.
I just,
And like,
I just don't do
those
it.
things that I learned from shooting video and then going back, because I'm pretty particular about audio and things like that. Because of watching videos where you click on the video and there's music and it's super loud and in your face, and then
Yeah,
it drops out, and then the guy's and it's like, well, I can't hear anything you're saying.
yeah. Don't get
I
me
try to
wrong, my
be
videos
conscious of that shit,
suck. When I first
so
started and stuff, but I was trying to get better. It took me a long
right.
ass time because I'm dumb as a rock, but I was trying to get better. And a lot of times now, when I'm watching somebody else's video, I'm looking for something I can steal. They
Yeah.
did this particular thing. It was cool as fuck. I'm putting that in one of my videos. Me and
Right.
Josh from Pursuit of Accuracy, we've done that to each other several times now. And Josh will do something real cool, or he asks me, "Hey man, how'd you do this?" And we'll copy off each other. But the majority of the gun channels, there's not. I don't see a lot I want to copy. And there's two channels I subscribe to, man. I don't play a guitar. I don't want a guitar. I'm not interested in guitars. Okay. I I'm no more interested in guitars than I am going tampon shopping with my wife. That's what I think about guitars. But there's a guy that has this guitar channel that I fucking love. And he puts a lot of work in it. And there's all kinds of little tricks he does with his editing. So I like the shit out of it. So I watch this channel just to see what he does. There's another Formula One channel called WTF1. I can't name one racer in the world. I don't know none of the teams. I'm not interested in going to Formula One. But the editing and the way they put that together, their videos is so cool that I'll sit there and endure watching this shit, like listening to my wife talk about new purses or shoes. I'll endure the shit. With her, it's because, there's ass in my future. With
Right.
this
Right.
channel, I'll watch this dumbass shit because it's like, I know during this video, there's going to be at least one thing I'm going to swipe from this son of a bitch because they're so good at this shit. So, like I say,
Yeah.
there's channels I watch for that. And like, I keep just, Terry and Dana, man, I watch a ton of their stuff, man, because what's really cool to me when I watch their videos is it looks effortless. Everything just blends together, everything goes smooth. And I know it's not.
Yeah.
There's a shitload of work into making it look like that was easy.
And that's what I was just gonna say is like, for a guy that's doing it or trying to do it and you're into it, those things that most people don't even notice, you know what I mean? Like that took them, they had to do this and this and that to make that all come together right, or just shit like that. It looks effortless, but it's far from it.
Terry says he's never been tampon shopping, which is a fucking lie because we went together at EBR. We went out looking for nothing but grown woman diapers and tampons. I have no idea what he was doing with them, but don't let that son bitch lie to you. But that's another thing that one of the funnest things about this for me is being able to play with being able to travel and stuff. And like Terry, offhand air gunner, he and Dana, they cross
Yep.
promote each other. They do videos together and stuff.
Yep.
I mean, just the coolest people in the damn world. Dana's the same way. And without the YouTube channel, I never got a chance. I wouldn't ever get to meet them, because I couldn't afford to go, because this enables me to be able to go with being able to sell off some of the gear and that kind of stuff. I can afford to do it because me and my wife, we are truly living on a fixed income. And the YouTube stuff allows us to do extra stuff that we couldn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we could be sitting around the house scratching a broke ass, eating fucking, turkey pot pies and using single ply toilet paper. I mean, it wouldn't be like that, but jump it up. Hey man, let's go to, like EBR or go to RMAC. I'm not even shooting. And I know when I crank the car, I just pissed off $1,500 between the
Yeah.
gasoline, me and the guys get a house. We're going out to eat, groceries. you know, just running
Yep.
around and hell, you know, I'm pissing off $1,500 before I ever entered the alcohol and shit. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I ain't no fucking telling what I was spending on beer and crap when we'd go. But you know, like say without this, I couldn't. You know,
Yeah.
I might could go once a year to do something like that. You know, but you know,
It's
we're
cool
talking
that
about guys.
afford you some opportunities that
Oh
you
yeah,
wouldn't be able to do. Let's see. I
yeah.
can't.
But like you know, I told you about. You know, I don't forget the first DVR I went to. I went with Ken Hicks that owns Spa Weapons, and Ken was going, and he lives in Florida, and I mean that dude drives everywhere. So Ken was going, and he was coming through my part of the world, and he asked me. I never met him in person. We talked on the phone. He said, "Man, do you want to ride with me?" And I'm like, "Seriously?" And he said, "Yeah, man. If you can help me out on gas, we'll go." And we ended up going up there. Man, we went to Big Trust Nationals, and it was a full week later was EBR. So we were up there about I don't know 12, 13 days together. And he had a small RV, little van type, and I mean, just had the best time in the world. But I'd have never got to go if it wasn't for him. Now, you know, within a year or two, I was okay, but at that time, I couldn't afford it. You know, I was off work so much, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I just, you know, I wasn't bringing any money in, so I couldn't afford to piss off a bunch of money, you know. But because Ken took me, I could go. Now, update to the next year, and Ken let me know, okay, man, I took you the first time, and I love you to death, but we can't stay together no more. You know, you ain't staying with me no damn more. I had enough of your bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
But we did. I mean, we just had a blast, man. It was so much fun. But we were it was a Class C motorhome. I mean, it's, for newlyweds, it's still too tight. For two grown men with 15 fucking guns and farting and you know
Yep.
every damn thing. Yes, we were right on top of each other. You
Yeah.
know, and it didn't bother me. I grew up with 1,000 fucking brothers, half sisters, and every damn thing else, and more damn cousins I can name. But Ken's an only child, and he spends a lot of time to himself. So you know, I was really getting on his damn nerves.
Yeah. I'll
And
bet. Yeah.
yeah, well, I appreciate that, motherfucker. Yeah, I bet. You bitch. You motherfucker. You
Oh, it just came out, man. I'm sorry. It just came out,
yeah.
So.
But I tell you what, man, this is no lie. At the first DVR, a lot of guys get like starstruck, you know, meet Ted, meet Matt, and all these other guys. The one that got me was Marley. I got to meet Marley.
Oh, yeah.
Dana and Terry and Marley walk in, and I'm like, "Hey guys, hey Marley, you know, fuck y'all."
Yeah.
I want. I mean, seriously, I had them take pictures of me with Marley to send to my wife because my wife liked Dana and them videos. Because one thing, they're real good, but Marley's in there, you know,
Yeah.
running around. And first damn thing, I mean, seriously, we get to Arizona, and I told her we're going by the shop today. Everybody's signing in, and she asked me, "Is Dana and Terry gonna be there with Marley?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Get me a picture with Marley." Not, "How'd you sleep? How's your back? Are you okay?" You know
Yeah.
nothing else. Get me a
Yeah.
picture of Marley. Oh man, I'm like, son of a bitch. I know where I stack up.
Right. Right. And you better get that goddamn thing too.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Well, we're a little over 2 hours, man.
Oh, is it? Shit. I
Yeah.
gotta get. I better let your ass go. Let me see if there's anybody.
Well, I'm about to piss my pants anyway. So
Oh, okay. Well,
I think
shit.
my brother-in-law's downstairs waiting for me to get done with this so he can fire up the saw. He's doing some work for us down there, and I said, "They can't be running no saws and hammering while I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
this."
Well, man,
But hey,
I sure appreciate you having me on, man. I really appreciate all the guys that hung in there and listened to my dumbass shit.
man, I again, I appreciate you doing it. It's we've been talking on the phone here a little bit here, over the last couple of weeks, and I enjoy talking to you, and I've learned some interesting stuff for me about doing the YouTube stuff. I'm going to keep picking your brain, if that's cool with you, man.
And tampons and throw pillows. Go ahead and admit it. There's no straight dude out there that knows more about tampons and throw pillows and shit than I do.
Right. Shit.
Well, guys,
right,
I really appreciate you watching, man. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for doing it. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you on the next one. See ya.